For this video lesson, you're going to need your portfolio open to page 84 and something to write with. So we're going to work on this build word knowledge section. Now in these sections here, these words are widely used in school and in the workplace. So this word resource isn't just used when talking about plastic pollution, but it's used in many areas, many different subjects and classes in school. So let's go ahead and start here. First off, it's a noun. Remember, noun is a thing, right? Person, place, or thing. It says available land, water, and natural energy that can be used, or something used to make life easier. So it's always nice to have a resource, right? We have natural resources, oil, water, things like that. We also have, your teacher could be a resource, right? Something used to make life easier. Or your phone could be a resource. You can look up definitions and things like that. So that's the word resource. Go ahead and say resource to yourself. Repeat it, resource. Now let's look at the examples. It says oil is one resource that people use to heat their homes. So that is one example of oil being a resource. People use it to heat their homes. It's a natural energy. For this second example, it says the science lab is equipped with many resources such as blank. I want you to come up with your own examples here. What would be in a science lab that would be a resource or something used to make life easier in the science lab? Could be something like a new microscope, computers with special software, or various other things. So go ahead and think of your own example here. Now let's go to the next section, discuss and write examples. So we're going to be using the word resource in this sentence here. It says one use of natural resources that threatens the planet is blank. So go ahead, I want you to repeat this to yourself. One use of natural resources that threatens the planet is blank. Now, you're going to fill out this blank here. After the word is, I'm going to need a verb plus ing, such as cutting. So I could say one use of natural resources that threatens the planet is cutting down trees to make paper. I want you to come up with your own, so you cannot use cutting down trees to make paper, right? But I want it to be a verb with an ing. Remember, a verb is something that you do. So what is something that we can do that would threaten the planet? All right, so one use of natural resources, cutting down trees for paper, threatens the planet in the fact that we're chopping down trees. So there are other things that we use, such as using water, mining for coal. Notice all these are verbs plus ing. To mine, and I would add the ing, is mining, or is could be building, right? If we're building something that uses natural resources. So go ahead and think of what you could use here, a verb plus an ing that would finish this sentence. Now let's go to this next sentence. It says, my father says our family has to find the financial blank to help blank. So the word that we're going to use is the plural noun, resources. Right? So go ahead and write that down. My father says our family has to find the financial resources, which is more than one resource, to help blank. So for this one, you're going to come up with a present tense verb, something along the lines of to help pay for me to attend college, or to help buy that new TV that we want. What would be something that your family would have to use financial resources to help to do? right? It could be to pay, to buy, to help, what? And that's what I want you guys to come up with. So go ahead and fill out this blank here. Now, be prepared to use these ideas in a class discussion. Mm-hmm. So coming down to the next build word knowledge, we have two words. Well, really, it's one word with two different forms. We have support, which is a verb. Right? I'm going to do this. I'm going to support you. Or supporter, which is a noun, a person, someone who supports. So let's look at the meanings. It says to agree with something or someone. Or, I've come down to supporter, is a person who believes in someone or favors something. All right, so two different forms of pretty much the same word. So in this example here, it says, my family supports the town's ban on blank. What would you and your family support that the town might ban? Could be skateboarding on the sidewalks. It could be we're banning littering in parks. But I want you to come up with your own example of a ban that your family would support or would agree with. Now I want you to fill out this one on your own as well. It says, I would be a strong supporter. Remember, a supporter is someone who believes in something or favors something. I would be a strong supporter of a new school policy to blank. Right? What's a new school policy that you could support? Maybe it has to do with cell phones. Maybe it has to do with the start time of school or how long classes are. All right, so I want you to come up with your own school policy that you would be a strong supporter of. All right, now coming down to this final section of this page. So it says, one requirement most students would not support is blank. Now, for this, remember, after the word is, we're going to need a verb plus an ing ending. So it could be is attending school during the summer, could be working harder on the weekends. But what is one requirement that if the school tried to do, most students would not support it? I'm looking for your grammar here, being able to use the right form of a verb here, verb plus ing to finish this sentence. And then lastly here, it says, the school board voted to pass a ban on blank, but could not find enough blank. Now, we are going to use supporters in one of these. Go ahead and guess which blank we're going to use the word supporters in. If you said the second blank, you're correct. So the school board, and the school board is a group of adults who make decisions on behalf of the schools. They voted to pass a ban on blank, but could not find enough supporters. So what would be an adjective, right? Something that would describe what the school board might vote on. Something like junk food. Junk would be the adjective. What kind of food? All right. So what would fit into this blank here that nobody would really support very well? Maybe it is they passed a ban on junk food in schools, or maybe they passed a ban on using technology in the classroom. But I want you to come up with your own idea here that the school board would pass, but they wouldn't find very many supporters.